YouTube, what's good? It's your boy Ice Cold Barber with a true 1.5 low taper on my cousin Devon. That's my guy since the sandbox. He finna get iced out like he came from Icebox, you feel me? Now let's get straight into it. Right here I used a 2 and then I switched to a 1.5 just because I realized his hair is not thinning in the crown. Like, he has fine textured curly hair, but it's very dense in the crown area, so I can just use a 1.5. But usually with wavers you want to go with 1 guard up, as you can see right here. And right now I'm doing the comb and cut technique I learned from Miss K. Shout out Miss K. In barber school, I noticed that it gives a real even cut. You don't have to go over it as much. Right here I'm just prepping, line prep, hairline prep, and cutting prep in this case, because he has that fine curly hair. I need to prep my canvas right here so the hairs don't move from the vibration of the clipper. And I'm trying to keep it real natural because he already has a light edge up, so I'm gonna be certain that I don't push him back at all, really. And to be honest, once you line up the hairs that's just hanging over the hairline, it gets darker, especially when you use the razor. So right here I'm just setting the guideline real low, and I blocked the angle right here, but I used the Oster 1 blade. Shorter than a 1 guard closed, but it's longer than no guard all the way open, if that makes sense. So right here I'm just doing lever play, and lever play really is like playing with the lever, obviously, but you go up and down, and like you pick your spots. So if you was in the middle of the fade, you would put the lever halfway. At the top of the fade, you put it a little less and all the way open, you feel me? And I'm just going back and forth, up and down, up and down. Right here I jump right into my 1.5 guard. Notice I didn't say 1. This is not the 1 guard. This is a true 1.5 that's on the wall guard system, and this does not have it yet. But that's one of the reasons I like wall, because the transition it just has every transition. The 0 guard, the 1.5 guard, very important. But once you hit the 2 and the 3, you don't need that much level work. But yeah, this is the 1.5 closed, and that's where my fade is ending. The rest is bulk. But now I switch back down to my one guard all the way open, so that's a 1.5. So I'm blending down. I call this cross fading. So I fade it up from skin to a 0, and then I start back down. So from a 1.5 to a 1 and drop down. So I start all the way open with the 1 guard, then I go halfway, and then I go all the way closed. And I keep working that until I get the line out. I shouldn't have to use a 0 guard. That's why I use the 1 Oster blade, but you can use a 0 guard right here. Just put the lever halfway and all the way open and play with it until the line comes out. So right here, I'm using my 2 guard to thin out the bulk, and you can really notice it like by his ear, closer by his ear. You can see those curls kind of flattening out. I don't want to go too high because that's his wave pattern, but this is a good amount for a taper. Alright, so now we're at the back taper. I'm setting the guide line, the trimmer line. A lot of people have a problem with setting guidelines with trimmer, saying it leaves a harsh line, but it doesn't. You'll be able to get it out. If you're make sure you have your clipper 0 gap though, or just use whatever you use to put it in. You can get it out with. So right here is a better look at the one blade I'm talking about. This is a one blade on the Oster Octanes. So I would, if you don't have a detachable blade, I would use a 0 guard and do the same step, basically, because 0 guard is a little bit longer than no guard all the way open. 0 guard closed. Alright, so now I'm using the 0 blade all the way open. Now it's halfway, but I'm still crossfading. Even though I'm fading down, it's still a crossfade in my book, because I'm gonna meet it with the 2, the 1.5, the 1, and so on. You feel me? But yeah, with this texture, it's the best. Alright, now I got my 1.5 guard all the way open, going right under that 2 guard, then I'm gonna close it. And I'm dropping down right here. And I want you to flick out at the line. That definitely will help you. Like, don't try to find exact, look at your moving blade and try to perfectly have it in sync with the fade. Just flick out at the line, I promise you. The fades will be a lot easier. And you won't raise the line when you fading down. That's the hardest part about fading down, is not going too high. I realized that when I was learning. But now I'm at the 1 guard, it's all the way open. And see, I'm still flicking at the line, like I'm meeting it. So this is a crossfade right here. So I started off going up where I made the guide line with the 1 blade, and then I meet it coming down from the bulk. That taper is looking stupid right now. That motherfucker is blurry. That's why they call me Ice Cold Bar, because that shit cold as fuck. Alright, so that's the product of crossfade. That's why I love it so much. And right now I'm just using that one blade to doing some corner work the same way you would use no guard. So like if y'all don't have detachable clippers, which y'all need some, and I really can't talk because I just got them like 2 weeks ago. So you can do this with a 0 guard. You don't have to use the one blade, but you can do it with a 0. So y'all already seen me do the other taper, so this is sped up. You can just watch me work out this blend right here. Okay, so right here I'm fading the beard down. So when you do a taper, do not leave a hard line on the beard, especially if they bald. Do not leave a hard line. Fade the beard out. Even if they don't know about it, just tell them it looks better and do it. They don't know. They as in your clients. So with fading the beard, I like to start off with a bigger guard and then work down. So 1.5. I really never go past the 1.5 for a 2 guard. And this is all natural cut. I'm not using any enhancements. The next cut I do on him, I'll probably use an airbrush or something just to show y'all how that looks. But since it's my first tutorial, I'm gonna show y'all that I can cut. I'm not finna hide it with no fibers or enhancement, even though I'm not against it. I do like the fibers and enhancement. It has its place. Alright, so I'm on the mustache. And do not pencil stash, everybody. Everybody don't want no goddamn pencil stash. I see a lot of barbers give all their clients a pencil stash. Like, it don't look good on everybody. That's for people with little heads and it's hella skinny. Like young Dolph looking motherfuckers. Ain't no hate to I love Dolph, man. Young Dolph, that's what I'm talking about. If they have a light edge up, definitely upsell them to a razor. That's a $5 upcharge or whatever you want to charge, or just throw it in your price already. This is the finishing touch. Makes your haircut look 10 times better. Be very careful, especially with this texture, because the waves are kind of like if he got hella deep waves, you can nick them and leave them with patches. You don't want to do that at all. So tilt the blade up. Don't try to have it directly flat, even though this is a surgical blade, so it's pretty flat, but you know what I mean. Just be careful, basically. Alright, so it's wrapping up to the end of the tutorial. I didn't get a good all-around shot. I'm sorry about that. I'm just trying to find the angles in the shop. It's my first time recording in the shop. I'm trying to find all the angles. I can't wait to give y'all more tutorials, more content. This is always what I wanted to do as far as barbering, is being on YouTube, creating content, being consistent. That's what I definitely gotta work on, being consistent. Alright, y'all, the cut is done, the fade is done, edge up done. It's Ice Cold Barber signing out. I'll catch y'all in the next one.